Marit, I will start off with, what do we do at Persolvent? Who's it for? And why do they care? Why do our customers care?
Okay. Well, we are a payments company. We offer payment solutions to our merchants. So basically, anything that would make their lives easier, that could be whether it's because they're getting better rates, it's saving money, or maybe it just increases efficiency, automates things for them. Who are our merchants? I would say we're in many industries, schools primarily. We are in K through 12 for meals, fees, and activities, community education. That includes childcare. We work with several government agencies, doctor's office, e-commerce merchants. So anytime you shop on a website, that could be one of our merchants. Why do they care? Definitely because we make their lives easier, but also I think all of our merchants, a recurring theme is they're so happy that we're there. We pick up the phone. We're there to support them when they need us and they need help, whether it's answering a question or solving a problem and fixing something that's broke. We're there to help.
Love it. Why do team members stay at the company?
I think definitely it's the people. It is a great supportive environment that encourages positivity, participation. Leadership is very involved, open communication, and you can really tell that they care about the people that work there.
Love it. How does the team recognize good work?
We have a lot of different avenues for that. There's a core values nomination where anytime that you see one of your coworkers appear doing something great that's in line with our core values, you can nominate them, and that's something that the whole company sees when that goes out, what they did great. So that's a little feel good right there. We do have customer service satisfaction ratings. So these surveys go out to our customers after every support interaction. They have an opportunity to rate you on a scale of 1 to 5, and they can also give some added comments. We have tied to that where we'll talk about that and celebrate that in meetings. There's a Slack channel when you get a 5-star with comments, and there's also a rewards program that's tied to that. And then just positive feedback in our weekly one-on-one meetings, quarterly reviews, team meetings, you'll often get shout outs from your coworkers.
Love it. Do you have an average customer satisfaction score off the top of your head? What is your team average?
It is usually above 4.75. We actually have a perfect 5 so far for the month of April.
Oh, so, congrats. Yeah. Awesome. Good. So you as a leader, what are your priorities as you lead this team?
I'd say definitely teaching and cross-training. I like to make sure that everybody, it's not just asking a question and getting an answer. They know all the processes, know how to do things. As I lead, I like to be support for the support team. So if there's anything you need, whether that's escalation, better equipment, answers, help troubleshooting, I want to be there for my team. I try to document processes and internal knowledge, so that's always available at your fingertips when you need it to help get you through your day. And just looking forward, looking for efficiencies. What can we do better? What can we be changing?
I love it. I think documenting processes is one of your superpowers.
Thank you. It's something I enjoy, so that's good.
That's great. What will new hires experience in their first 30 days?
It's definitely a lot of information. There's a lot of information to cover, a lot of learning. First week is really getting those first meetings. You'll be introduced to, what is the company, who are our customers, what do we do throughout the day. So that's a week of training, but then really week 2, we try to get you in there as much as you can do to start taking tickets and being helpful. And just feeling productive to start using the information that you've learned. Week 3, 4, you could start silent monitoring calls, and then hopefully somewhere in that second month, we actually have you taking calls. So it's really about, there is a lot of information, and that's ongoing for several months, continuing to learn new things, but we want to get you in there using the information as soon as possible.
Love it. What does silent monitoring a call look like?
So you would be listening in on other support team members when they're on the phone call with customers. The customer cannot hear you, but you can hear both sides of the conversation. So you can hear both the support team member and the customer what they are saying. So it's
Great.
helpful to hear what kind of questions you'll get and what our customers are like too, because sometimes it's hard to know when you first pick up the phone, who am I talking to?
Totally. Do you have any way of tracking the training that new hires are going through?
Yes, we have a couple of different tools that you'll use along the way. We do have a training progress tracker that's self-guided, so there are a certain number of things that you do throughout your training that you can check off. Some things are making sure you have meetings with certain people for training. Some things are support articles or videos that you can watch, and some are processes you're actually doing. So that takes you through a checklist of things. You'll have that for the first probably 3 to 6 months that you're working with us. And then there's also a training tracker that you'd review with me once a week in our one-on-one meetings, where you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how you're doing in that particular, either knowledge in that area or specific processes if you've done them yet. The goal being a 10, that you're at the point you could train somebody else how to do that process. And again, that's typically the goal, is that you'd be through it and 10 out of 10 on everything in the first 4 months.
Love it. Good. Here's another question. How do people learn things?
So again, we have a combination of the self-guided study. So you might have articles that you're reading or videos that you're watching. There might be some webinars that you're watching. You'll have a lot of one-on-one training sessions. That could be with me, the president of the company, other team members, just to get more information about whatever it may be that you're learning in the company. And then we also shadow other team members. So once you've gotten past just learning the knowledge about a specific process or how to support a certain type of question, going through that shadowing process where watch them do it once, they watch you do it a second time, and then the third time, hopefully you're doing it on your own with a process doc that gives you the steps.
Love it. Good. At Persolvent, we talk a lot about our core values. What company value kind of resonates with you the most?
I think it would have to be honesty and integrity. That's one of my favorites. I think that's just a basic core value that if you have that, a lot of the things can kind of fall into place, but that's what leads to our trust in one another and just unconditional supporting one another. That's just one of my favorites.
What is the hardest problem that you've recently solved successfully? And it can be you and kind of your team, however you kind of want to delineate that.
Yeah, I think that probably the hardest thing has been we went through a recent change. And when we did that, we sold off a division of our company, and that did cut this team in half. And really what the hard part of that is I really came to realize there are certain things certain people were doing the most because that's what they like. But then finding out, okay, there's a lot of things that maybe people that left, that's what they used to do. So suddenly the team that's left, it has some training to do again, or relearning processes. So that's been a little difficult. I'm very supportive of cross-training and making sure everybody knows how to do each process, so that if you want to go on vacation or you happen to be sick, nothing gets missed. We don't miss a beat. We just keep going. Somebody else can fill in and do it. So yeah, I think that was the hardest, is having to step back and do some retraining and making sure that we have our processes documented so anybody can step in and do it.
Yeah, that is a big challenge. Speaking of team size, how big is the team right now?
Right now we have 3 support team members.
Awesome, and they report directly to you, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about what the hours are like.
So our support hours advertised are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. So there are, for this particular role, a couple of different shifts. Lunch is typically a half hour, so a shift could be either 8 to 4:30 or 8:30 to 5, but it's kind of on a first come, first serve. The preference is based on seniority, and of course we need to make sure that there's full coverage, so we can't have everybody on the same shift. But what's most important is making sure that anytime if the phone were to ring between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., someone's there to pick up the phone.
Awesome. Good. Well, thank you for chatting with me. That is all the questions I have.
All right.